back to another segment of Cooking Wild with Wil. I'm your host, Will Hafner with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, educator at the Potlatch Conservation Education Center at Cooks Lake. Today, we're going to be serving up some duck. Now, I often hear that waterfowl just is not fit to eat, but as an avid duck hunter, I know that is far from the truth. So join me today while we grill up a nice, simply spiced wood duck breast. Although Arkansas leads the nation in mallard harvest, there are several other species of waterfowl that are just as good, if not even better, for the table. Today, we're going to be cooking up a very common waterfowl in Arkansas, the American wood duck. Here, I've got some boneless, skinless breast. All I've done is skinned them and rinsed them. Now, you don't want to soak them in water. That will make them just mushy and gray and just not look good or even taste good. So, we've got them ready to go. And I've made a simple seasoning. My seasoning is heavy on the salt. And also has some black pepper, some paprika, a little bit of cayenne for heat, some garlic and some onion, and some parsley flakes. Now, we just want to season our fillets. Coat them good on both sides. There's the misconception that you need a lot of big fancy marinades, but just some simple seasoning will really enhance the natural flavor of the duck. Now that our duck breasts are coated, we can let them sit in the refrigerator overnight, or they can go straight to the grill now. When it comes to cooking waterfowl, or any game for that matter, there's two trains of thought, either low and slow or hot and fast. With a small piece of meat like this wood duck breast, we want to cook hot and fast, and we want to get to an internal temperature of around 130 degrees, which will be about medium rare. So, let's go ahead and get on this hot grill. We've got our breast seasoned up. We've got our fire nice and hot. You can hear that sizzle. Now, I know a lot of people like to wrap in bacon and jalapeno and cheese and onion, and that is great, but simple can sometimes be better. You don't have the flare-ups from the bacon, and this is going to be done quick before the bacon is still raw and the duck is overcooked. So, we're going to want about 3 minutes per side with this size breast. We've been cooking for about 2 minutes, and with as small as this piece of meat is, we want to go ahead and keep an eye on it to keep it from overcooking. That is one of the biggest issues I see with people cooking wild game, is overcooking it. Oh, that's looking great already. Once it's overcooked past that medium stage, that's when you're going to get your boot leather and your really gamey, livery taste. So, just about 2 minutes. In about another minute and a half, we're going to take its temperature. We're looking for about 130 degrees, and then we'll let it rest. Alright. We want to check the thickest part of the meat. We're there. So, now we want to go ahead and pull off the breast. And an important part with wild game or even beef is letting it rest. If we were to cut it right now, all those juices would run right out and you'd end up with a dry piece of meat. So, we want to let that rest for about 5 minutes before we cut. After we've rested for about 5 minutes, we want to slice it across the grain. This will allow for a more tender piece. And we may have gone just a hair past medium rare, but we're right where we need to be. This duck breast is now ready to eat like you would with a steak, or put it on a pizza or on a sandwich. The world is your oyster. For those of you that think cooking waterfowl is difficult or it's just not going to taste well, next time try this nice simple recipe. 4 minutes of cooking with just a nice simple seasoning, you got a meal fit for a king. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Cooking Wild with Wil. Tune in next time to see what I'll be serving up.
Thank you for viewing our video today. Remember, you can always find more information at agfc.com.